Moon Lake has an outlet that goes down through the mountains and ends up by the Hunlock Creek old post office down Route 11. It doesn't empty into the Hunlock or to the Seastown Dam reservoir or to Hunlock Street. So with that said, there's really not a big issue with doing that. The other thing is that our commissioners, about 5 years ago, we had a group called Defend Our Watershed. When the water company sold off 17,000 acres of land that used to be protected, and protected our reservoirs and protected the streams going in and out of our reservoirs, no one came to the plate except the county commissioners, where we secured $4.2 million and we bought over 8,000 acres of land that secure buffers around our reservoirs in this county. The real issue, though, is that we hear people complaining now, stop the drilling, put a moratorium in. However, if you look at the basic law, the Pennsylvania Clean Water Act, you find out that there's no protection in the Clean Water Act. The Clean Water Act establishes no buffers whatsoever. You can basically build up to a reservoir, right to the edge of it. And I think we need to look at the Clean Water Act, and we need to protect our streams and our reservoirs and establish buffers in the Clean Water Act and stop using drilling as an excuse. There are no confirmed cases where the fracking fluid, the fluid that is pushed into the rock, to crack the rock, to release the gas, has got into any water source. There is a confirmed case of where methane gas, which is a natural gas, has gotten into the water supply up in Dimmock. But there's a distinct difference between fracking fluid and methane gas. Methane gas is a natural element in the ground. What we hope to do with that, with drilling, is to capture that gas, to make Pennsylvania energy independent, and make this nation energy independent. You know, we really talk about the oil spills. If you really look at them, they're out in the Gulf. And they're in things like the Valdez. You see tankers running aground and spilling all of this fuel because we're tanking it from overseas. It's time that we start tapping our own energy reserves in this country and in this state in a safe and friendly way. We have 7 counties in Luzerne County now to where the leases have been bought up. You see it in the paper, and I think yesterday was about the best article that I saw at the Times Leader that explained what the drilling process was all about.
I wanted to weigh in on this, Steve, because this gas issue, to me, is the single biggest economic issue facing our state right now. But it's a positive issue. I went to a couple of seminars on this, knowing that I was running for state representative, and this issue would come up. And I'm convinced, I went to a seminar put on by the world's leading authority on Marcellus gas. He's a professor from Penn State. He established to me that this process is clean and it's safe, and there's every reason in the world to proceed with this. We're looking at potentially $1 trillion in wealth coming to our state over a period of decades. This is bigger than coal. This is bigger than steel. And you need look no further than all the towns and cities in Luzerne County and then coming down Route 115 into the West End. We need this. A lot of these towns and cities look no different now than they did 30 years ago. And a lot of places are, let's be honest, are run down in our district. And the work ethic is here. The good people are here. What we need is the economic development. And that's why I support Marcellus gas. You know, some people will say, oh, well, there's some element of risk, so therefore we should shut it down like they've done in New York with a complete moratorium. I am totally against that. We have got to move forward economically.
Well, we've got to weigh the risk and we've got to weigh the reward, but I believe it can be done safe and responsibly. And those legislators that are crying wolf now put a moratorium in place. My question to them is, why haven't you fixed the Clean Water Act? Why is it taking drilling now to want to shut something down? To me, it's pretty simple. Put a 1,000-foot buffer around the reservoir, and put a buffer around the streams leading into those reservoirs. But the other thing they're not telling you about is that we have filtration. If you really look at the Federal Clean Water Act, what they're concerned about is the quality of the water that goes into the water distribution system, the water that comes into your homes. And that is safe. No one's saying anything about those reservoirs now that are fully filtrated, and the water is filtrated before it goes into your homes.
My old man wants to say a couple of words, Steve. Thanks.
With that said, thank you.